In their submissions, we did pick up excerpts of the city's high impact on fuel prices, because we are having the city's conversation amid high fuel prices at the various pumps. Already, the Association of Oil Marketing Companies has revealed that consumers will have to pay more than 8 cedis per litre for fuel come March should the price of petroleum products continue to soar on the international market, among other factors. Ghanaians will be experiencing new price hikes in that particular nature. These are what the various pumps are reporting on the price of fuel per litre. If you could bring them up for you to appreciate how the various pumps are currently charging in terms of the fuel prices. We do know that all the fuel price costs are currently in the 7-digit. We're looking at Star Oil 7 cedis, that's 28 pesos per litre. AMSA as well 7 cedis, 65 pesos per litre. Also Benap Oil 7 cedis, 70 pesos. It goes down to Zen Petroleum 7 cedis, 78 pesos per litre. And I think the highest so far is that of Shell and Total, 7 cedis, 99 pesos per litre for both of them. Let's bring in Duncan Amwa of COPEC, of course, and he's been helping us out with he's helping us out with his thoughts on how development are turning out in the area of the fuel consumption. Duncan, grateful that you could join us on this particular program. We have seen issues regarding the city's downfall, of which naturally there will be some impact on fuel prices. Within your remit as COPEC, how are you seeing things pan out, especially when you keep calling on government to have very much innovative ways of cushioning the consumer, against such developments?
And you don't need to be a magician to know that in just a matter of 9 days from now, the pumps will go up again. We are simply not interested in doing anything about fuel prices. Mind you, the effect or the impact of these increases is dire on the economy. It is not only going to be dire on the people, but the government itself will suffer a lot as a result of the fact that the number of people who depend on government also for free fuel are quite many. You talk of Article 71 office holders, you talk of the security agency, you talk of the legislature, the executive arm, office of government machinery, and ministries, departments, agencies. Whatever it costs to fuel their vehicles prior December 2021, if you are not lucky, it's going to cost the state double that amount. Again, government contracts, cost of services and goods supplied to the government for the running of your schools, hospitals, and other essential services would simply balloon. And that is also simply because the finance ministry, who should be interested in managing the fuel pricing situation, is currently not interested. And it's also even threatening to add more taxes from some other articles we've read elsewhere. And that tells you that clearly there's no plan whatsoever from the government to hold the fuel price situation that is escalating by the minute. In 9-10 days, the pump prices will go up again, sadly.
We have had this discussion, Duncan, I think a week ago, where, it was on the back of government restoring the stabilization levy. You had strong reservations to this. You even threatened to picket at the finance ministry should there not be a reversal. Still with your point?
You see, you get to a point where you also have some government functionaries and others saying, okay, the economic situation of the country is quite dire, and so you should, move a bit slowly. But the truth of the matter is this: these fuel price increases on the international market is not negative to the Ghanaian state. As an oil producing and exporting country, anytime it goes up by $1, you will generate as much revenue per the dollar difference or variance. Unfortunately, to apply part of that windfall that government is receiving currently as a result of high crude prices to mitigate the harsh effect on Ghanaian pockets. We seem not to be interested, and the finance minister will rather collect the windfall and think that he's making some revenue savings. But of a truth, the security agencies' consumption by the Office of Government Machinery, ministries, department agencies will wipe out those windfall revenues in no time. And so we think that you simply biting your tongue and adding it to the protein, but you would only come to realize at the end of a period that clearly the economy is in disarray because of these incessant increases in fuel prices. The finance minister, we think, should sit up because the economy is not heading right. People are complaining. But the state itself will be the biggest hit at the end of the accounting year because, like I indicated, it is the single largest consumer of petroleum products. It does not import. We are not refining. So whatever the BDCs bring is what you would take and give to the police, what you would take and give to the military, what you would take and give to Office of Government Machinery, ministries, departments, agencies, and other ancillary agencies.
That particular
Yet
point has
government
been
doesn't realize
made,
it's going to pay more at the end of the year.
I'm quite interested in making this follow-up regarding your quest to picket at the Finance Ministry in protest against the reintroduction of the stabilization levy. Are you backing down or you're still holding your gun?
What I can confirm is that we are still in the process, and I'm certain that we will do this when they hardly expect. But as it is, nothing has been done to any of the requests that we have put, any of the memos that we have sent to Finance Ministry. Aside acknowledgement, you get nothing. And it looks as though they will just sit and watch prices escalate. We will definitely go on this picketing sooner than they probably expect.
All right. Before you go, Duncan, we're having this conversation in the back of the GPLTU, having a crunch meeting with stakeholders, the Transport Ministry, over a possible hike in transport fares. What must give?
That meeting ongoing is itself illegal. We do not think that the Transport Ministry has any business determining transport fares at this point. If you do not have the conscience to subsidize products or manage fuel prices for these poor drivers and expect that it will go up week in, week out. Yet when it comes to a time for them to increase their fares, you call them and dictate to them how much you think they should increase fares. You cannot deregulate fuel prices and still regulate transport fares. They need a scientific calculation on cost per head per kilometer, efforts of which we have made to the Transport Ministry, again, like the usual Ghanaian institutional bit, no response. And so it just becomes, we sit and judge 20%, 10%, 15%, or 5%, the people are suffering. If they are suffering, find a long-lasting measure to stop the growing incidence of fuel price increment. If you don't do that, you will simply be twisting the arm of these transport operators, using unscientific means and using the overbearing powers of the state. If you have deregulated fuel prices, allow the transport sectors also to be deregulated because it is one of their most major input variables. You can't regulate them as we speak and allow fuel prices to be deregulated.
Duncan, we're grateful. We're grateful that you could, share your thoughts with us on this developing story amid, fuel prices and the ongoing meeting with GRPT and the Transport Ministry over a possible hike in transport fares. We shall keep an eye on these developments to give you updates as and when in a subsequent bulletin.